Hi everyone, my name is Nunzio Quacquarelli. I'm president of QS Quacquarelli Symonds Limited, and I'm here to tell you my story and how I seek to make a social impact with my career, and hopefully that can help you in thinking about your career and your future. So first of all, let me tell you about my background. So my father, as my name indicates, was Italian. He emigrated to the UK in the mid-1950s, had no formal educational background whatsoever. And when he arrived in the UK, really had to get any job he could. But eventually he managed to set up a business as a restaurateur and was able to fund my education. And I was lucky enough to get into Cambridge University to study economics. And drawing on the lessons from my father, I realized that I really didn't want to be a restaurateur. The hours are terrible and it's no life. But I did want to be an entrepreneur. And from an early age, even as young as sort of 12 or 14, I wanted to run my own business. So really going to Cambridge University was a stepping stone towards running my own business. And then after working in consulting for several years, I went to the Wharton School to do my MBA with a view to starting my own business. And I actually founded QS whilst I was at the Wharton School. So I'd like to tell you about my time at the Wharton School. So these photographs are some of my memories, and what I did when I arrived at the Wharton School with the intention of starting my own business was go through a real period of self-reflection during that first semester of thinking about, what do I know? What am I good at? And what am I also passionate about, so that I'm going to have the best chance of being successful in the business? And also, what can I afford to do? Because I've just borrowed some money to take my MBA. So I went through this self-reflection, and I realized that when I was at Cambridge, I had edited student magazines for a student organization called ISEC, and had become pretty good at editing and funding publications. And I also realized that my education was how I saw my pathway into entrepreneurship. And I'd realized it'd been pretty tough actually to make the choice to go to Wharton. There had been very little information in the late 80s about business education. So I realized I was actually pretty keen on developing a business that could inform more people like me to make the right choices. So at Wharton, I went with a purpose of setting up this education information business and formed a student team who then grew into a larger student team. And you'll see this black and white photo that shows my second year student team, where we won the Moot Corp Business Venture Plan competition, representing Wharton against Harvard and Stanford and LBS as the best new business idea from a business school in that year. So very proud of that. And it provided a stepping stone for what is today QS. And in the final photograph, you'll see that I show Professor Jerry Wind, who was a mentor to me whilst at Wharton, along with Professor Ian McMillan from the entrepreneurship department. And having that strong community of students working with me and having real support from the Wharton faculty was really helpful in setting my business. And I think that's a piece of advice I would give to you, is that you can't do this on your own, whether it's starting a business or making a social impact. You need people around you. You need to gather people around you. You need to work in a team. You need to contribute to a team. And in fact, Professor Wind is a close friend of mine today, and we now run the Wharton QS Reimagine Education Awards and global competition every year. So I think that's a testimony to the relation I built with Professor Wind, but also the value that you can gain from your faculty during your time of study. So let me tell you about QS and what we do, and then I'll tell you about how I think you can make an impact. So QS, our mission and vision, we have the same mission in 2022 as we had in 1990, which is to enable motivated people anywhere in the world to fulfill their potential through education achievement, international mobility, and career development. So QS mission is to empower motivated people anywhere in the world to fulfill their potential by fostering educational achievement, international mobility, and career development. So we set out to do exactly what I talked about earlier, which is to really help other motivated people, just like me, who really want to use education as a pathway to a better life, a better career. And we've been on that journey for some time now, and our vision has evolved for sure. But our vision today is pretty bold. It's to empower 1 billion future learners to fulfill their potential, because we're the most trusted partner and data ecosystem connecting students with higher education employers and institutions around the world. And we're doing pretty well against that vision. I'll give you some numbers to demonstrate that. So we're really making an impact. First of all, we publish the QS World University Rankings, which today have a 65% global share of voice of university rankings across the world in terms of print and online mentions. Our websites, topuniversities.com, topmba.com, QSchina.com .cn have over 55 million unique visitors. We had nearly 500 million people in China view our rankings hashtag on social media in June 2020 during the pandemic, which is incredible. It blows my mind. And we work with a lot of universities, over 1,300 university clients, as well as other government and corporate clients. We connect students with higher education institutions through our events, like the QS World Grad School Tour and Connect events, which run all around the world in 60 different countries, happening multiple times a year. So huge impact through our events. And our surveys and our research underpin our data and analytics business, which is the leading data and analytics business in global higher education, providing deep data insights to university leaders all around the world. So we're definitely making an impact. We also are beginning to work with more and more corporates and employers to provide them with access to higher education and insights to support their goals in terms of hiring and pedagogical development. And we also work with a lot of governments. So we have currently 15 live government engagements, and many governments are using QS data to support their institutional benchmarking or the allocation of university scholarships. And we can help to connect universities around the world. I had the pleasure of meeting Prime Minister Modi in October 2021 to discuss the evolution of the higher education system within India, which he's very passionate about. And that was a real honor for me. So QS, I'm very proud of the impact that QS is making, but I also want to inspire other young people to make an impact. And that's why QS is investing in the QS World Merit Charity. And I'd like to just very quickly tell you about the charity and then how you can make an impact. The purpose of the charity is to mobilize and support young people anywhere in the world to learn, grow, and take action for a regenerative future. So QS has funded partial scholarships for students since 2003, and now we're funding this through the charity to provide opportunities to inspire and train and then reward young people on campus. And the rewards are still scholarships or internships. So the question is, how can you make an impact? And there are multiple ways. Clearly, you could become a social entrepreneur like myself. And if that's your ambition, then I say that there's never been a better time. There is more funding available for young people to become social entrepreneurs than ever before, certainly a lot more than in 1990. So there is a real opportunity for you to use your knowledge and passion to develop a business that can really make a difference. But even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, even while you're studying, or if you, when you join the workplace, you can make an impact. You can identify organizations or projects that align with an SDG that matters to you. You can join in, make an impact. And that's where you can submit that impact to the QS World Merit app on the website qsworldmerit.org, or you can download the app, and you will be peer reviewed. And the best impacts then qualify for these rewards, such as the scholarships and internships. And there's one other project that I'm very proud of, which may be relevant to you. It's called Future 17, and it's a consortium of universities led by Exeter, Chinese University of Hong Kong, University of Stellenbosch, and University of Sao Paulo, but being joined by many other universities in 2023. And they enable their students to work together on projects, SDG projects that QS World Merit sources for them, so that their students can absolutely make a strong impact during their time on campus. So if you'd like to learn more about how your university can become involved with Future 17, please reach out to me by email or through LinkedIn, and I'll connect you with the right people. So I guess my message is that QS has been a wonderful journey for me. I'm so pleased I chose to be a social entrepreneur, and I'm so proud of the impact that QS is making. But I think the opportunity for you to make a social impact has never been greater, and arguably, with all the things that are going on in the world, it's never been more important. So that's my story. I hope that I've done a little bit to inspire you, and I look forward to learning about your impacts in the years to come. If you want to reach out to me, here are my details. Thank you.